Hello, Circle East investors. Today I am giving you your November investor update. I know that we've been lacking on consistent investor updates. We've been going through a transition at the property in which we've changed over from our previous property management lead to a new property management lead. So as we work through that transition, we had some delays in some reporting that we were getting from our property manager. So we just wanted to make sure that when we are giving you an update, we have some good substance to it. So thank you so much for being patient with us as we kind of work through that new sequence of reporting and getting the information over to our investors. As I mentioned, we did go through that transition with our property manager. Tina is now our lead property manager. She's been really, really great and is very, very organized and has about almost 30 years of experience running a portfolio for the owner of our property management company. So we're very confident in her skills, and as we get to know her and she gets to know the property more, hopefully we'll be able to give you a little bit more information on her and how she's performing. We do have that roof replacement complete. So happy to report that that has been completed and fully paid out before we hit that winter season. We did have some water damage that we needed to repair in one of those units, and that's all been taken care of. We are currently running at 100% occupancy, so that is really great news. Since takeover, we've been able to have a couple of months where we didn't have any move outs or move ins, but for the most part, over the last 6 to 9 months, we've had move ins and move outs pretty consistently. So now sitting at 100% occupancy feels really, really great. And we have our next lease turnover coming up in March of 2026. This is positioning us really well because what we're able to do here at the end of the year is put together our 2026 budget and then go through and look at how the market is performing and adjust our rents between now and March to better compete in the market. And I say that because what we are hoping we'll be able to do is maybe push rents a little bit more than we already have been. We're hearing from our property manager that we have a very healthy tenant backlog of tenant base or wait list for 10 units coming up for new tenants. So what that tells us is that our rents are pretty competitive compared to what the market is seeing. And we'd like to get it to a point where we're finding a balance of we're pushing rents as hard as we can. And we also have a backlog of tenant base that is still interested in our units. So that's what we're planning on doing as we head into the end of Q4 in 25 and the beginning of Q1 of 26. So as soon as we have that data ready for you, we will share that and let you know what our plan is for 2026. Along with that plan for 2026, once we work through the budget for 2026 and get that dialed in, we will also share that with you, our investors, so that you can see how the building is running and what cash flow we anticipate having for this next year coming up. And then once we have that 2026 budget complete and we know what kind of CapEx we are looking at putting into the building in this next year, we will also have an update for you on the Q3 distributions for 2025. Thank you again for being patient with us there. We just want to make sure that we don't leave the building running a little bit too skinny, especially given that this first year of running it, we learned a lot in terms of what it costs to run the building. And then we also learned a lot about some deferred maintenance that wasn't brought to our attention when we went through due diligence. And we've since taken care of that. And as the ownership team, we're very confident that we are making this building much better to live in than what we were handed over from the previous ownership. So if you guys have any questions in terms of like details of what we're doing, what that's costing us, what we anticipate that looks like in 2026, please feel free to reach out. Any of us are happy to have a more in-depth conversation with you about that. And I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it for our investor update. Again, thank you so much for trusting us with your investment, and please reach out with any questions. Otherwise, I'll see you in December with our December update and hopefully a budget.